Hey guys, and welcome to our MFF recap video. This is Scarlett and I'm Chewy. This year we had a really interesting time at MFF because we were lucky enough to get the main hotel. So we didn't have to deal with the hallway of death or going outside at all. So we got to do a lot more stuff, and it's going to be great to talk to you about it. Let's get right off the bat and start with Thursday. We arrived 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
It was more close to 8. It was like 8:15 because remember our roommates were going to go out for dinner at 8 and we were worried.
Oh yeah. Because I had to work that day, sadly. I was dumb and forgot to take off, so we got there late Thursday night. So really, it was just a lot of getting to understand what was all going on there, and first sitting around just a little bit. So not too much happened Thursday. We kind of first sit around, met some people. Not
We
really.
regged.
Yeah, we regged. Oh God, the reg lines. So we super sponsored.
No, regular sponsored.
No, we super sponsored.
No, we did not shiny sponsor.
Oh yeah,
Regular
that's another comment I did that. We sponsored, so we were lucky enough that all we had to do was stand in the line to get in the line. Because once you get through that line, there's a regular line, and even if you pre-regged, it's long. Like it winded through the whole thing. But the sponsors line was completely empty, so that was really great for us because we were in and out within like
20
minutes. And our friend who we brought with us, he went to go reg the next day after not pre-regging. He was in there for 3 hours, and he hated the entirety of it, and he missed a lot of stuff that we got to do because of it. So
yeah, average wait time was 3 hours, and the registration at the convention line.
I got to give props to those people at the reg. That was nuts. There was no break time for them at all. Whenever they were open, they were working full force. It was nuts. But definitely, yeah, we've learned our lesson to sponsor for Midwest Fur Fest now because it's a lot faster to get through that registration line. Then we pretty much move right into Friday. I like to follow a little tradition on Fridays where right away in the morning you get all your buddies in your room or adjoining rooms or friends, and we walk the mile to Denny's. There's a Denny's just a mile south of the Hyatt Regency. So we like to take a walk down there. Everybody eats and stuff. Then we come back and then we begin our day. It's kind of a nice little prep day so that we're all fully fed and we're not dying when we first start suiting and doing stuff.
Carbo load.
Pretty much. Make it so you don't die. Because the one issue with furry cons is I forget to eat.
Everyone forgets to eat.
There's a rule to follow and we all forget it. What did we do right after that? That was, we hung out with some friends at a room party.
No, we did the dealer's den right
Oh,
after
yeah.
Denny's.
The dealer's den. Oh, yeah, that story. So, the dealer's den had a very interesting issue of they weren't planning on having a sponsors line. Well, most cons have for their dealer's den a sponsor line for when it starts up so sponsors can get in first and take a look at stuff. Well, MFF wasn't planning on doing that. One of our room members, though, is very persuasive, and he went and talked to them, and probably 20 minutes before it started, a sponsors line was forming, and we were right in the front.
Yeah.
So we were pretty much the first ones into the dealer's den, and boy, it felt like a furry mall.
Yeah, the reason they didn't do the sponsors line is because this year was different, and the dealer's den was actually in the adjoining convention center. So instead of having it at the main hotel, they actually had it in the convention center, and they were really just like testing the water how it goes. But because we sponsored, one of the things that sponsoring does is it allows us first in to major events, and they apparently didn't consider the opening of the Dealer's Den and Artist Alley to be major events, but most of the people that sponsored did. So they worked it out, though. They were really fast at it, and we did get in ahead of everyone else.
And we finally bought something that we were really looking forward to getting, which is a gel-based cooling packs. Because every year we tried to use our water-based ones, and they do not work that well because there's nowhere to freeze them, and you cannot get the water and stuff to chill it below the freezing point. But what's wonderful about these is they're a higher temperature than water freezes, so using ice water you can freeze them and they'll work for 2 hours and be very cold. So now first thing is going to be a lot easier, so I'll be everywhere at cons now because I only have to have like a 15-minute cooldown to refreeze my pack if I get too hot. So you'll see me everywhere now if I go to a con.
I'll be around too.
He'll be everywhere suiting. After that was that just suiting till the dance? I don't think we did any. We did bad lip reading, or not bad lip reading.
Fan fiction.
Bad fan fiction reading. That was interesting. There was a few. There was one that you really liked. It was about toast or bagels.
No, they were bagels, but yeah, it was funny. The panel hosts were really drunk, so that made it even funnier.
They had a gigantic cup of Jaeger bomb.
But they weren't expecting that many people in the room, so it was really crowded. We were sitting on the floor, but it was still fun. I wore one of my other suits there just for the heck of it, and that was enjoyable. Otherwise, Friday was pretty chill. I think we went to the dance for a little bit.
Just a hair.
And we danced, but the DJ wasn't the best, so...
Every time we walked near the dance, there wasn't good music playing, so it kind of deterred me from wanting to go there at all. I guess something was up, because I could know, quite a few people we talked to didn't actually like most of the music that was played this year at the convention. So...
Well, it's not the convention's fault, it's just...
It's the people that they picked had a bad set, pretty much.
And that's just our opinion. Like, some people might have thought it was great.
Like, I base mine a lot off of some of First Square's DJs because they did stuff that I really liked, and I kind of have a higher standard from some of those sets now because they were stuff I really liked where they'd make electronic music out of, like, rock and roll and songs that people know, so they can kind of work the songs into something that they can already expect even if they've heard it the first time. That was really it for Friday, wasn't it? There's kind of a lot of just suiting day and going around. Saturday was kind of
meeting up with friends.
Yeah.
Hanging out a bit. At big cons like this, you never get to see all the people you want to see just because everyone's everywhere. But yeah, we got to hang out with some people, and that was fun. Then Saturday was more eventful because Saturday was when the fursuit Majuri was. So that, if you aren't familiar with that, that's what MFF has instead of parade, and they have photo shoots that are like organized by species or color, and everyone has their slots, and they get pictures, and then people wait around, take pictures of their favorite suitors and stuff like that. Which I prefer to the parade in some ways because I'm not walking around being ungodly hot. So, I don't know.
I was only in a few. You were in the cats.
That was the only one I was in.
You didn't go to the orange one?
No, I was just in the cat photo shoot.
I did the black furs, and then I did the handmade suits. So for suitors that were made by themselves. That one was busy, so... It's good to see that a lot of people are building their own suits. There were a ton of really good-looking ones there. It was quite surprising. I was very happy to see how large of a turnout there was for that because I love seeing people who work on their own projects because it shows a very big level of uniqueness because that's probably the only one that's of that style because they haven't built a lot or they specially made it differently. So very pretty, very good shoots. I really enjoyed it. There was this really interesting little thing that was happening right outside called the Asian photo booth, though. So how this worked was it was just a ton of photographers. There was like 20 or 30, all with their high-quality cameras and stuff. And you go over there, and they just take a ton of photos of you. They burn through SD cards taking pictures, and it's apparently like nuts. I'm really upset that I missed it because it sounded awesome. And it was really something where if you ever see footage of it, it was nuts. It was very funny and nuts to see. But after the lingerie, we just chilled around till was it Who's Line or was that Friday? I think did we miss talking about Who's Line?
I don't know.
It was ever I did Who's Line. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was either Friday or Saturday. All the days run in together when you're at a convention. You end up not doing all the things you wanted to do.
We had like a plan set up for every day. I actually missed something I was supposed to do, and I feel really bad about it because I just forgot about it. Like I was like, I gotta do this, and my time around, it just blanked. Like literally before the con ended, she mentioned it to me, and I was like, wait, what? Oh no! Yeah, I completely forgot it. I felt really bad. I think Saturday as well, I was participating in a music video that someone was making. So I was out and about shooting during that while she was out doing other things. But we really didn't lose each other too much. We kind of stayed together for most of the con.
Yeah.
After that and all the music video and stuff, we went to Furry Charades, didn't we?
Was that? Yeah, that was Saturday. Yeah. I don't know. He really liked it. I was too warm. I was pretty tired at that point. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and we'd been shooting a lot that day. And, yeah, it was fun.
There was a really interesting part near the end where we were going into essentially where it was double overtime, where we were each competing with the other team to try to get the most points. And our defining word that we lost because of was invisibility. So trying to think of something on the fly, I went up to the guy and I started doing this. So he immediately says, "You can't see me." Well, three other suitors then turn, look at him, and run over to him because they're like, oh, this guy gets the idea that we're trying to portray. So we keep doing it, trying to explain it to him. And we wasted all our time until he guessed it like 3 seconds before time ran out. And then they got all of theirs done and beat our score by 1 with like 10 seconds to spare. And oh boy, we made fun of him for a while.
They didn't make fun of him. They had a joke with him.
They had a joke. Making fun of is more teasing while he laughs. So if you're out there,
Sunday was kind of a calm day. We went and got breakfast, and we had the fursuit games.
Oh, we didn't talk about the breakfast that they had there. The
oh
brunch.
Yeah, that was on Saturday.
Yeah, so real quick backtracking to Saturday morning, they had a brunch, and
sponsors and super shiny sponsors.
And holy crud, that brunch was amazing. They had all kinds of food. They had people that were making omelets for you. They had like all these kinds of desserts, all these juices, smoked salmon,
fish.
They had like the best breakfast I've ever seen, with the freshest fruits, the best tasting meats, the best desserts I've ever seen. And you get alcoholic beverages that you could make your own kind of.
Yeah, you could buy.
And it was nuts. Like that was totally worth it, because we were able to fill up and like carb intake, get all your food in for the day so you don't starve to death. Also, don't order pizza at conventions. They take way too long.
So yeah, back to Sunday.
Back to Sunday. Now that we're done talking about the food.
Sunday was the dance comp, which I went and watched some of, but it kind of overlapped with the fursuit games. So that was basically the major things we went and did. We fursuited around for a little bit, and then we kind of split up so he could go to the fursuit games right away, and I could go watch the dance comp. And then we played fursuit games. Your team won, didn't they?
Yeah, our team won just at the end. We had a great team of extremely competitive people, thanks to Huskoon grabbing everybody that he knew that was a sports player or a high target athlete. So essentially, what they did was they pulled in all the really skilled people into that team, but then all other teams decided to bully us because they knew our strategy. So it was a lot of 1v3 with the teams. And the best thing that I remember is where they just dump a bunch of balls in the middle and we're supposed to collect them all. And I get there first. And then I feel the weight of about 40 fursuiters on top of me. I was crushed. I wish there was a video of it because you just see me go in and then I disappear under bodies. And I'm just going like this under there, holding as many as I can between me and the floor. The first two games were definitely really fun. They did a good job with them. They did a lot of crowd participation where we'd bring in people from our team's like section, and they'd have to compete for us. So there was an event where they had to have the humans do Twister, and all the fursuits were standing around cheering them on, and that was really fun. That was the last bit of fursuiting we did for that day because we had to pack up and go home. But I'd say Sunday was very fun. A lot of stuff that was happening that we tried to do, but mainly we stuck to just doing the two main events and what we wanted to do. I got to talk to a few people and find some more locals that lived around here. So I was happy because now I know a lot of people that live around my area that I didn't know before. And that's the great thing about cons is you meet people that are really close to home at places that are kind of far away. Anything to say about the dance cup?
They had over 100 people try out, and they had to narrow it down to 20. So even their novice group was really the best of the best, and it was impressive to watch, even if I only got to watch a little bit. And they filled that entire main ballroom. Everyone was coming to watch it.
Maybe one day I'll be able to do that. Probably not. First squared though, we'll be trying out for the dance comp. So look for us there.
All right. So that is the recap of MFF.
In total, there was about 85,000 people though, or not 85,000, 8,500.
Yeah.
So that beat out Anthrocon. So MFF is now the world's largest furry con. Hooray!
And that's part of the reason there was a few issues, is because MFF was not ready for the amount of people they got. But they handled it really well, with very little drama.
Well, that's it for this video. Please, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. We'll be posting more stuff soon because we'll be going to First Square. So we can't wait to see anybody who goes there. Bye!